Nadia, you're being lazy again. Oops. It's Kelly. I try to get up, but my body won't move. The door slides open, and Kelly comes in, sounding angry. Why are you taking a break? Just because you're a daughter-in-law? Kelly comes over to me and does something shocking. She takes away the cushion I'm sitting on. What? I fall back on the floor as she takes the cushion. I quickly cover my stomach with my hands but feel a sharp pain. It seems Kelly kicked me in the belly when I fell. Get up already. With that annoying belly, I should give you another one. I felt hopeless, but someone was watching. They made Kelly sit down and scolded her. Because of that person, I was saved. My name is Nadia. I'm 30 years old and I'm pregnant. Even though I have some health problems because of the pregnancy, the happiness of carrying the baby of the person I love keeps me strong. Nadia, are you okay? If you feel bad, tell me. Yeah, thanks. We're heading to my parents' house to share the news about the baby. Tom's driving, keeping an eye on me. I told Tom first about the pregnancy. When I shared it after his work, he was exhausted but thrilled. Whether it's a boy or a girl, all that matters is a healthy baby, he said, getting emotional, which made me tear up. I wondered if the people we're going to tell will be as happy. Are you feeling nervous? A little, I admit. Tom smiles at me, and I manage a faint smile back. If we were telling my biological parents, maybe I wouldn't be so anxious. It's a bit complicated. I lost my mom when I was young. Since then, my dad has been raising my brother and me alone. It must have been really tough. I love my dad a lot. When my brother moved out after getting married, and it was my turn, I worried about leaving my father alone. Dad, want to live together. After discussing it with Tom, I proposed this to my father, but his reply surprised me. You know, I've been thinking of remarrying. It turned out he had been close to a woman for a while, so I gained a new mother. When we arrived at my parents' house, my new mother welcomed us. Hello, welcome. Mom, it's been a while. Even though I call her Mom, it feels strange every time. She became my mother after I moved out, so I've hardly spent time with her. Unlike my easygoing father, she always seems strict. Simply put, she's not easy to get along with. Today I have something I want you all to hear. Beside my father sat my new mother, and beside me Tom. After we all gathered in the living room, I nervously shared my news. Oh, what is it? Well, it's still early, but I'm pregnant. Really? Congratulations, that's wonderful. My dad's face lit up with joy, his usual laugh lines showing. I'm going to be a grandpa. Looks like it's time for me to start feeling old. I can't wait to be a dad. I'm so thrilled. While Tom and my dad chatted happily, I quietly watched my mom's reaction. She didn't show much expression, hard to figure out. What was she thinking? Just as I wondered, she got up and left the room. Should I go after her? I hesitated, but she quickly returned. She had a thin blanket and a cushion in her hands. Nadia, use these. This room can get chilly. Oh, thank you. I felt a bit happy realizing she was worried about me, but my mom always seemed stern. Was it her cold, serious manner that made her hard to approach? A simple congratulations would have meant a lot to me. Maybe then we could have become closer. I was lost in these hopeful thoughts. We planned to leave right after sharing the news, but my brother and his wife, Kelly, dropped by, changing our plans. Tom and I live about an hour's drive from my parents' house, while my brother and Kelly are just a 5-minute drive away. They often visit on days off like today. It was an unexpected meeting, but a good chance to share my pregnancy news. No way. Ah, you beat me to it. That's too bad, my brother joked, pretending to be disappointed. Kelly lightly tapped his head. What are you saying? First, congrats. Congratulations, Nadia. Thank you. Kelly had a vibe similar to my mom's, direct and kind, but a bit intimidating. Honestly, I'm envious. We've been trying with no luck. Just getting older over here. At this rate, we'll be old before we know it. I'm only 2 years younger than you. Thanks for trying to cheer me up. Kelly often made self-deprecating comments like this. I always find it tough to respond in these moments. Well, we should probably head out, Tom. Yeah, let's go. As we were getting ready to leave, my parents and my brother's family offered to walk us out. Feeling a bit dizzy, maybe from the pregnancy or just the tension, I needed to be careful not to fall. I was holding onto the handrail for safety when suddenly I felt a heavy impact on my right shoulder from behind. Ouch! I nearly stumbled but managed to stay upright thanks to the handrail. Sorry, Nadia. I tripped and accidentally bumped into you. Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. It was Kelly who had bumped into me. Tripped? But we were just walking down a straight hallway. Can that really happen? Normally, wouldn't you grab the handrail or the person next to you if you were about to fall? Why would she bump into me knowing I was pregnant? A chill ran down my spine, feeling uneasy. Sorry. Oh, you don't think I did it on purpose, do you? Don't look at me like that. It's okay. I'm fine. I couldn't accuse her without proof. Maybe it was just an accident. With that, we left my parents' house without saying anything else. After getting home, I took some time to think. Maybe I'm being a bit oversensitive because of the pregnancy. I've always gotten along okay with Kelly. There are things about her that I find difficult, but we've never really had a problem. I'm sure that feeling of malice I sensed was just in my head. I tried to convince myself of that. But after that, I started encountering strange things more often, and with each incident my distrust towards Kelly grew. The first odd thing was about my personal belongings left at my parents' house. It turns out they were somehow thrown out in the garbage. It was my mom who contacted me. I found some clothes that looked familiar in the trash. I picked them up, but what do you want to do with them? Can you leave them as they are? I'd like to check them later. When Tom and I went to check, they were indeed my belongings. Both my mom and dad said they would go into my room, but they wouldn't throw anything away without asking. So who did? Well, the day before the garbage day, Kelly came over to visit. Oddly enough, she was alone. My heart raced as previous incidents came flooding back. My mom looked at me silently, then said something as if she had sensed something. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. It's not good to suspect without proof. But maybe you should ask, what will you do? What can I do? It bothered me, but I didn't want to stir up unnecessary trouble. It's okay, she probably just came over to visit. All right then. For a while, everything was calm. Thankfully, my pregnancy was progressing smoothly, and the baby was growing healthy. Before I knew it, I was already 8 months along. By this point, I had reached a stable phase of the pregnancy, and my physical condition had improved. Since I hadn't seen Kelly in a while, there were no more issues. Then one day, my dad invited us over, saying, "Why don't you and Tom come over on your next day off?" He chose a day when there was a big festival near our parents' house. Every year, we gather at our parents' house for this festival. It's a lively celebration with all our relatives. When I told them about your pregnancy, everyone was thrilled. They said they'd love to see you, but of course, your health comes first. Standing for long periods was challenging with my growing belly, but otherwise I was doing well. I think we'll go. Yay, everyone will be really happy. With Tom saying yes, we went to visit my parents' house after a long time. Hi there, Nadia. Congratulations. My, you've grown a lot. Your baby is going to be strong and healthy. Every family member I saw said congrats. Some of them I only see on special days like this. I felt really happy and ended up moving around more than I should have. Nadia, are you moving too much? Is your belly feeling tight? My mom noticed it first. I hadn't even realized my belly was tight. Oh, you're right. It does feel a bit tight. Please take care. You're going to be this child's mom, Mom said firmly, then held my hand and guided me to another room. There was a mattress in there. Take a rest for a little while. Thank you. I could still hear everyone's voices from the nearby room. Lying down, I realized I was more tired than I thought. I felt like I could fall asleep right there, as my head started feeling fuzzy and I began to drift off. I felt a gentle tap on my head. Huh. When I opened my eyes, there was Kelly with a serious expression. Hey, what are you doing here? Everyone came to see Nadia, didn't they? It's kinda selfish to sleep. Come on, get up. Without waiting for me to respond, Kelly pulled me back out to where the relatives were. Oh, Nadia, where were you? Surrounded by everyone, I couldn't say I needed rest. So I just joined the conversation, forcing a smile. But as I stood and moved around, I could feel my belly tightening again. It wasn't good. I tried to leave a few times, but Kelly stopped me each time. Seriously, you always try to be alone. Do you dislike everyone that much? Accused like this, I couldn't leave. I stayed as long as I could, but when Kelly went to the bathroom, I finally sneaked away to another room. I really wanted to lie down, but I couldn't take the risk. I didn't know when Kelly might come back. Struggling to keep steady, I managed to sit down on a cushion I brought from the other room. I let out a quiet sigh. Honestly, lying down was all I wanted, but I couldn't risk Kelly finding me. She'd been subtly criticizing me since earlier. This place felt like a battleground. I couldn't relax for a moment, stay strong. But despite my efforts, my belly kept tightening. It wasn't painful, but it felt hard. I was only 8 months pregnant, not ready to give birth yet. I didn't want to stress the baby more. But if I rested, who knows what Kelly might say about me? When should I move? What should I do? While I sat there, holding my belly, worrying. Nadia, slacking off again. Darn it. It's Kelly. I tried to stand up, but I couldn't move. With the sound of the sliding door opening, Kelly entered, her voice full of anger. Why are you resting? Just because you're the daughter-in-law? Kelly marched aggressively towards me. But here, in this house, I'm treated like a daughter, not just a daughter-in-law. That's what I believed. But then she did something unbelievable. She grabbed the cushion I was sitting on. Huh? The force made me fall back onto the mat. Instinctively, I protected my stomach with my hands, but then felt a heavy impact on them. It was Kelly's foot. She had kicked towards my stomach as I fell. Luckily, her foot hit my hands first, lessening the impact on my belly. Get up already with that annoying belly. Need me to give you another one? She didn't seem to care anymore. I knew I needed to get up quickly, but my heavy belly and the shock slowed me down. You're too slow. As I was on all fours, Kelly raised her foot again. Stop. I couldn't react in time. I curled up tightly, bracing myself. And then it happened. Stop. A loud, commanding voice filled the room. I looked towards the voice and saw my mother standing there, her expression fierce. Don't move, understand? My mother quickly walked over and crouched next to me. Mom, how's your belly? Did you hit your head? Are you okay? Any pain? Mom checked me over, her brows furrowed with concern. I'm okay, just scraped my leg a bit. Nothing serious. Let me see. But it's just a small. Just let me see. I extended my right leg as she asked. It wasn't a big deal. When I fell, I couldn't protect myself properly because I was shielding my belly, so I just scraped my knee. It was a bit raw, but not serious. I was relieved that the baby was okay, but seeing my red knee, Mom's frown deepened. It looks sore. We need to clean it. It's really not a big deal. Don't downplay it. Your body matters. Mom turned around and shot a sharp glare at Kelly. Kelly, sit down over there. It's not what you think. I was just trying to, you know. Just sit down. Kelly, ordered firmly by my mom, sat down looking pale. Mom took a deep breath and shouted even louder. This is ridiculous. The room felt tense. Startled, Kelly shrieked and flinched. Kelly, do you understand what you've done? It's not like that. I was just trying to fix the cushion, and Nadia fell over. Right, Nadia? I was fixing it? Kelly tried to justify herself. That's not true, Kelly, I replied after a moment. You clearly pulled it out. And why would anyone need to fix a cushion someone's sitting on? It doesn't make sense, and it's not necessary. Yeah, exactly. I didn't expect Nadia to fall like that. It really surprised me. Kelly nodded vigorously. There was no sign of remorse or concern in her expression. It was like she was insisting she did nothing wrong. It felt like she blamed me for being clumsy. I could almost hear her thoughts. She was trying to get away with it, but I knew she did it on purpose. At that moment, I was terrified, not just for myself, but for the baby inside me. I shuddered at the thought of what could have happened if I hadn't shielded my belly. If she had kicked me directly, it would have been horrifying. I wanted to confront Kelly, but the words wouldn't come out. Seeing my struggle, Kelly smirked. Look, it seems Nadia doesn't have anything else to say, so let's drop this topic. We're running out of drinks anyway, and I should go check on everyone. Kelly stood up quickly, her smug demeanor from earlier now serving as an excuse to leave. Mom watched silently. She's going to get away with it. I have to speak up. After everything that happened, after risking my baby's safety, I couldn't just stay quiet. In my panic and confusion, I managed to blurt out, You kicked me. Kelly turned back, looking startled. What are you talking about, Nadia? You kicked me, Kelly. Whether pulling the cushion was on purpose or not, I don't know, but you aimed for my belly. Wait, Nadia. Kelly started to come towards me, flustered. Stay calm. There must be a misunderstanding. I am calm. It's not a misunderstanding. You definitely kicked me. If Mom hadn't intervened, you would have done it again. I would never do that. Shut up. Just be quiet. Kelly reached out to cover my mouth. I almost stumbled, but Mom quickly supported me. Calm down. Mom looked sharply at Kelly. Kelly, seeming weakened by Mom's gaze, froze and stepped back. When Mom calmly said, "Sit down," Kelly reluctantly returned to her chair. I've been listening quietly to both sides, but I never expected it to come to this. Please believe me, Nadia must be getting overly sensitive because of her pregnancy. She's imagining things. Kelly burst into tears. Not only was she good at manipulating words, but she also knew how to play the emotional card. Meanwhile, I had no proof and struggled to defend myself. When I got emotional, it became even harder to speak up. Would I just lose to Kelly's accusations and end up crying myself to sleep again? Is this going to be my life from now on? Tears welled up, and I looked down. Then I felt a strong movement in my belly. It felt like the baby inside was urging me on. Right, I'm going to be a mother. I can't let someone like her have her way. Wiping away my tears, I straightened up and faced forward. I may be extra cautious for the sake of my precious child, but this is not imagination. Kelly, you did kick my belly. Kelly looked at me, eyes wide. Ignoring her reaction, I continued. And it's not just that. You've been unkind to me multiple times. You threw away my clothes, bumped into me, and today you didn't let me rest. It was terrible. And then your actions earlier. If you call all that imagination, then you're just shameless. After I finished speaking, I took a deep breath, and Kelly glared at me, her face turning red. Do you even know what you're saying? Do you think yelling will shut me up? Maybe in the past, but not anymore. I gently stroked my belly and locked eyes with Kelly. For the sake of this child, I won't let myself be beaten by someone who's just good at talking and being loud. I won't be defeated by a bully. What did you just say? Kelly's anger flared, her nostrils twitching as if she was ready to explode. But I wasn't afraid. I couldn't stay silent any longer. Come at me if you dare. I braced myself for a confrontation, ready for whatever might come next. But then something unexpected happened. My mom burst into laughter. Both Kelly and I froze in surprise. Mom finally composed herself after a deep breath. A cornered mouse will bite the cat, as they say, she murmured, then cleared her throat and looked between Kelly and me. Kelly, do you have anything else to add? You can't possibly believe what she's saying. It's all nonsense. Is that so? But you know, Kelly, I only believe what I see with my own eyes. Then Mom repeated the words Kelly had used when she snatched away the cushion. You were just resting, being a daughter-in-law, right? Why would Mom know those words? I saw everything from the beginning. I was so shocked I could hardly breathe. I couldn't believe what I was seeing and couldn't move immediately. I'm sorry for frightening you, Nadia. Mom murmured an apology, and I quickly waved my hands, saying it wasn't her fault. Mom had seen everything, not just a part of it, but everything. So Kelly had been lying in front of Mom. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, Kelly's face went pale. I had been worried about Kelly's behavior towards you, Nadia, but without evidence and being an old woman, I thought it was inappropriate to interfere. I never expected it to come to this. Even Kelly was speechless. I thought I might need to intervene, but Nadia, you handled it so well. That's what a mother looks like. You did amazing, just like my own daughter. Mom smiled warmly and nodded approvingly. Seeing her gentle expression, I finally relaxed and found myself crying in her comforting embrace. Then Tom, my brother, and Dad were summoned from the other room for an urgent family meeting. After discussing everything, we decided to cut ties with Kelly. Mom would coordinate our visits to ensure we wouldn't run into her. My brother, upon learning the truth, turned pale and kept apologizing to Tom and me. It turned out Kelly's behavior stemmed from jealousy. She was upset that I was pregnant while she couldn't conceive. I couldn't forgive her, but I did feel some sympathy. Later on, I gave birth safely. Tom cried tears of joy and stayed by my side at the hospital every day. He quickly adapted to taking care of everything except breastfeeding. Though the journey was tough until the birth, I knew the real challenge was just beginning. Mom and I grew much closer after that incident. I felt the love and support of everyone around me. With their help, I'm determined to raise our baby well.